Hi all, it's Ashla O'Donnell here, your favourite exercise physiologist and Pilates practitioner. And today I have my friend Alexa here hanging out on Google Plus, and I want the lovely Alexa to introduce herself about what she does and what we're going to talk to you about today. So Alexa, over to you.
Hi, Ash. How are you? I'm very pleased to be here and have to be your guest for your followers.
Hi all, it's Ashla O'Donnell here, your favourite exercise physiologist and Pilates practitioner. And today I have my... Sorry, that's just me in the background again. Let's start again.
Okay, good. I think you can cut it later on too. Like you can do a little bit, and if
Okay,
not,
so I might just say.
that's life. So my name is Alexa, and as you probably can hear, I'm originally from Germany. I came over to Australia as a surfer, and I'm now a yoga teacher with a background in teaching in our public high school system, and now I'm teaching full time. I do retreats worldwide. Mainly beautiful places like Fiji. I've got a retreat coming up in Sri Lanka in April, May, and I just wrote a book. It's called The Clean Yogi, which is like a work of heart for me. And yeah, that's what I do. My website is alexanita.com and thecleanyogi.com. Yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you said it because I know that I wouldn't have been able to. So grateful for that. So, look, I want to ask a couple of questions. I have quite a following, and I get asked all the time about how to relax and how to meditate and what type of yoga is the best. And you know, I'm just a Pilates practitioner and exercise physiologist, so I don't really know too much about yoga. So, one dying question I get asked all the time is which is the best type of yoga to start out with if you're a beginner and new to yoga?
So I think it's awesome. First of all, I think when you do Pilates or any type of body work, it is already a form of yoga because yoga means union. So you bring your awareness with your body together and you get in touch with your soul. So you are already doing a form of yoga.
Awesome.
Yeah, hooray! But I usually, because it's oftentimes there's like yoga as a system. It's not a religion. It's a lifestyle. Has a long, long history, which is over 2,000 years old, and comes also from from all countries and the Buddhism, and it's all like amalgamated, complicated word, with the time. And you don't know what I mean. Merged, fused together. I love your stuff. You're like, I don't know what you want to say. Oh, so in this way, so there are a lot of different styles out there, and people, of course, get confused and even intimidated by making a choice of what shall I start with. Start with a beginner's class, I always suggest. And if you're looking for a style in particular, I would suggest Iyengar yoga, which is very alignment based, and as a Pilates student, probably you like that, you feel comfortable with that, so there won't be much new in doing precise expressions of movement and get instructions very finely. And I always also suggest to my students to go a little bit yoga class shopping, see what works for you, what not. It's always there, as my teacher says, there's many styles out there as their teachers. So you will find your teacher, you will find the style that suits you, and then you go from there.
Ooh, sorry, that was my frame that just fell down. Great, awesome. So we have search for a beginner's class, or if there's no beginner's class, search for maybe Iyengar, and keep searching until you find the right fit with the right instructor, and then that's pretty much it for any beginner. Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks so much. Now, next question is, look, I think there's a sort of a general conception that yoga is relaxing and it's time to be able to connect with the body from the mind and be able to switch off the mind a little bit and just sort of relax into some movements and some stretches, although it can be pretty challenging as well. I definitely know that from personal experience. But if we sort of go towards that sort of relaxation style, what would be your tips if someone is searching for a way of just to still the mind? Would you suggest to go into a yoga class, or would you suggest to either meditate or a bit of both?
So
if someone's searching.
Yeah, you often find in meditation, in yoga classes, meditation. Yoga was intended to be the preparation for meditation. So you move your body in a way that you can sit for longer. That's the origin of yoga postures. And it has changed in our society to be long yoga classes where people, and we need that in a Western society, move out of their head into their bodies, and then they feel this calm. And usually at the end of the class, you lay down in shavasana, the deep relaxation, and then you really relax deeply. And that can be already a meditation. Movement can be a meditation. And if you are, depending on what type of constitution you have, what type of personality you have, there are different styles of meditation that suit you. But the simplest way is, I would say, if you have troubles to sit down and be quiet, or you can't bring yourself into meditating, go to a yoga class, first of all, or to your Pilates class and then sit after that for a moment. And there are wonderful apps you can use yourself. One is, for example, Headspace you can have for your iPhone, and that has 10 minutes guided meditations you can use, and they're really beautiful because he explains it very detailed, and any corner on edge you might meet, he is covering it, and you feel like, oh, I'm doing it right. Many people think they don't do it right because they can't concentrate, or they don't lose. But this is actually the point of meditation, that you become aware of, I'm doing here something and I'm getting distracted. And the moment you get distracted and your mind runs off and you become aware of it, that's the meditation. So you're not doing it wrong, it's right already. The point is to sit down. A good entrance path is getting in touch with your breath. You can lay down as well, but I would rather suggest to sit. And even if it's just for 1 minute, get in touch with your breath. And 1 minute deep breathing can be as powerful as an hour of meditation already. Yeah. And then you open your eyes and you're already in a different space. And it's a muscle you strengthen with time. So do it at the end of a class. You can even do it on the toilet. You can have a deep space and close the door, there's no one around in your house, and you just take a moment. Or sit longer in your car, a minute longer, breathe. It's incredibly powerful, even if it feels counterintuitive. The moment you think, I can't sit down, I'm too busy, is the moment you have to think, oh, this is when I need it the most, because you're more clear, more organized, you go step by step, bit by bit, and your life will just open up for itself, and you're easing into it.
Awesome, that's
There's
great.
A lot to say about
definitely.
I wrote an article about meditation on the Elephant Journal, and it's called Meditate Every Damn Day. No, seriously. And this is the title of the blog post, and it has already over, I think, about 20,000 readers. So get into it, have a read, because there I break down what, how you can talk yourself into meditation.
Great, that's awesome. Yeah, definitely sometimes I struggle to meditate, but it is turned into such an important part of my health and well-being, and now I swear by it. But it definitely was a little bit tricky to start that routine, but I'm sure that article, that's an awesome title, by the way, would be awesome for anyone new wanting to start meditation. Now, just in that last bit, you spoke a little bit about the importance of breath work, and obviously Pilates and exercise, breath is absolutely so important. I push the importance of it every single class that I teach or every patient that I see, and I want to get your opinion on how important breath is for the body, for a physiological response, a calmness response, and whatever other benefit you can think of that is going that your body is going to have once you stop and breathe. So tell me about breathing. Why is it so important?
Yeah. I mean, breath is the only thing you have in life. Breath is your present moment. That's the only thing you have.
Wow.
And if you realize that and make that to your tool to come back into the moment when you're distracted or you feel stressed or out of your experience as you want to feel like, breathe, and that has a physiological response. It's activating the parasympathetic nervous system instead of the sympathetic nervous system that gives us this fight and flight or freeze response, which puts our body into stress, which raises our, our stress hormones, which are the reasons for, weight gain, or we can't lose stubborn fat, or it increases acidity in the body, which is the reason for many, many common diseases in our society. Heart, like cardiovascular disease or any kind, and stress-related depression. So our whole body responds more alkaline, the cells vibrate, we are more oxygenated, our body can function better, metabolize better, synthesize better, new cells are being built, and we are in the present moment. That means when we are with other people, we are firstly more present with them. We create a reality for ourselves that is more beautiful. We are not missing out on life. We're in the moment, which sounds for some people strange, being in the moment, but you had that experience, maybe in some intense experiences where you were really stressed and you started crying, and then your breath was deep, but then you felt truly alive. Or, in situations when you have when you're really relaxed, you breathe again, and someone said the other day in an intensive, he was lying on his bed and looking. He's a really stressed, now really active man, and he was one day choosing lying on his bed next to his wife who was reading, and he looked outside and saw the grass moving, and he said, and then I took a deep breath and thought, this is nice. And when he said that, I thought, he just lived his whole life in that one breath. This is so beautiful, and that's what we do.
Wow.
Super important, breathing. And our breath is so shallow these days.
Yeah, definitely.
And Pilates, just practicing deep breathing, opening up our body will help our body and support it by increasing our lung capacity and so forth. I could go on and on and on for years. And
Well, we know that breathing is so important, and for those reasons that you've just listed, which is amazing. But how is the right way to breathe? And if, I know you're talking about that present moment, how long do we have to breathe for? Do we have to hold the breath? Do we have to breathe in longer, breathe out longer? What is the sort of perfect, ideal breath to get the benefits of of breath?
Yeah, so I would say don't stress out about it. Start somewhere, and the benefits come for itself. If you are, I think oftentimes as we are at the beginning of the year, we say, oh, I'm going to breathe for 10 minutes a day. I do deep breathing, just deep inhalations, deep exhalations, and you don't do it at all after 2 days or so. Start with 1 minute, or start in the moment. Just take a deep breath and do that once in a while, or put a timer on, and then just during the day or in certain situations where you drive or you're on the red light, you just focus on deep breathing. When someone around you kind of makes you nervous, deep breathing, that can be your first practice, and that will lead to wanting more. What's that?
From the belly or from the chest?
So we have a kind of yogic breathing. So when we breathe yogically, we breathe into the belly, and then you feel the rib cage expanding and the lungs expanding. And as you exhale, you go backwards. So the lungs lower, rib cage draws together, and then the belly draws in. It's like a wave that goes up and down. So you inhale back into the belly and allow your belly to expand. We try to always constrict that and be an Instagram, ad, like.
Yeah.
We forgot, especially as women, to breathe into our lower abdomen and to be soft there. And we run around like little stick men. And women should be soft in their bellies, should be open. I don't say it's good to have a strong core, but it's also good to be soft and open and fluid and feminine, to access our pelvic floor where the dormant energy, as we say in yoga, lies. And as you breathe now, you can like take a few breaths and then think you breathing with your pelvic floor as it like, and exhale, you expand, and it just like, contracts slightly. That's already it. And you get more peaceful. And this is where the power is. It's not a six-pack. It's not, it's the connection with this lower part, where we hold a lot of fears and tensions in our life and increase it through, through not being aware of our breathing.
Yeah, great.
I hope that helped. I keep it really simple because I don't want to give any formulas that are hard to follow. I think everybody will find your lesson when you're ready, and you will find and it can be as simple as just in your day-to-day life to breathe simply. And make it commitment, make the decision, I want to breathe. That's my best tip. Have the intention to breathe.
Amazing. That's amazing. While you're talking then, I was doing the breath with you into the belly, into the chest, and out of the chest, and then drawing the low belly sort of in with pelvic floor. And yeah, I already feel so much more calm. And that took 1 minute for me to completely change the mindset. You know what happened before we started the interview? My phone fell in the water, had a little swim. So, definitely felt the stress of that. But now I'm just like, oh, well, everything will just work out. I know it will. So that's great. Thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure.
So I want to chat a little bit about your new book that you have out. And I could just hear and see that it really is so close to your heart, because you just explained it with such conviction, and I want you to share more about what it is, and I would love to know a little bit more about it and what the reader is going to get from it.
Yes, and so it's called the Clean Yogi, and it's a 14-day plan. On one side, it's a 14-day holistic plan, which includes tools and tricks and tips I have learned in my own life, coming from a path that was quite self-destructive, which I didn't know, like drinking a lot and smoking cigarettes and partying and don't sleep and all that. So I was running myself down, and then bit by bit, with little steps and implementations and being kind to myself, I put myself onto a better path, and that took me to where I am now, writing a book about it and traveling with it and doing wellness retreats and sharing my love and seeing people transform. One client of mine even lost over 80 kilos, which is for me still incredible. I lost 15 kilos or so over the years, but that was slowly, without forcing. And as you can tell already after the interview now, we talked about, I'm not about strict rules and follow this method or something like that. It's more about picking up what is right for you in the right time, getting into an upward spiral that helps you to pick up more, and not thinking about a wagon you can fall off. It's a journey, it's a holistic journey, and you will get in this book little tips like how, the mind, simple tips to meditation, also breathing exercises, a detox breath I teach, which I learned from a mentor of mine, and also over 108 recipes for your body, clean recipes, where some of the, my biggest inspirations contributed to. So very popular yogis, and my yoga teacher Eve as well. And so we've got then space, also how you clean out your kitchen and do a little bit of a kitchen vinyasa, I called it. So you get out some certain stuff out of your kitchen and how you can organize that with your family as well while you're doing the 14 days of eating a little bit cleaner. And what is that? Body? Ah, yeah, body, of course. Yoga. I talk about yoga and high intensity exercise, some forms of exercise, but always it's your choice. So it's not a structured. It is a 14-day plan, but you pick and choose. And one of the biggest things in there is, in this plan, you start your day daily with a smile, with an affirmation that you can choose. I gave some tips for that. And with a gratitude list, because that is really powerful. It has been scientifically proven that expressing gratitude can uplift you incredibly. And then I have ideas of what you could cook out of the book, but you can mix and match those 108 sugar-free, gluten-free, dairy-free recipes. Ooh. Yeah, that's what the book is about. And it can be your go-to Bible. So you don't always have to do like 14 days of cleansing, which is very gentle. You start with 4 days, very easing in. 1 week is a little bit cleaner, and then you ease out again. And it's about self-awareness. It's easy peasy, I call it. Easy peasy.
Amazing. Wow. Can't wait to get my hands on it. That's incredible. Great. Thank you so much. So where can we find you, Alexa? Where are you hiding in the online world? Where can everyone search for you? And I'll also put this in the description as well, so it's easily to click. But you tell me now, where are you?
I am, so online, my website is alexaneta.com, and you'll find it written underneath. For the book, you find thecleanyogi.com. My retreats, you find under surfartyoga.com. And so this is where you find me, and the same is for Instagram, where I mainly hang out. So there you find the Clean Yogi or Alexa Neta, where I give a little bit of share my days, and a little bit of inspiration of cooking and yoga and just spiritual thoughts and a little bit of my journey.
Great. Thank you so much. And thanks so much for sharing all your beautiful knowledge today, Alexa, and can't wait to talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for having me. Oh, I will be one thing for your Sydney Siders in June. Oh, no, not in June, in February. It's 19, 20, 21. I will teach at Wanderlust, which is a yoga festival where also non-yogis especially are invited. It's yoga, art, music, and come along. I'll teach a few classes. You're invited. It's going to be a fun weekend.
Awesome. Great. Okay, awesome. We'll look it up. Wanderlust. Beautiful.
Alrighty.
Thanks so much again. See you.
See ya. Bye.